Well, hello and welcome back to Montana. It is hot this week, but our meat birds have arrived, and I wanted to show you guys just kind of how we set that up, what it looks like, the chicken shed, the brooder, talk a little bit about what kind of chickens we raise, and go from there. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Cece. My husband Kirk and I homestead in the big beautiful state of Montana, and this week we are talking all about meat birds. The first thing is we'll show you a little bit about what the chicken shed looks like. It is a shed that my husband and his father had built, and it works the rest of the year kind of as a storage shed, but it was built with chickens, raising meat birds in mind. So we cleaned it out a few weeks ago, and then the next thing I'll show you is actually Kirk recorded, and we'll show you guys what he does when the chicks come in the mail. We've been doing this is our 4th year raising meat birds. We've started out with a Freedom Ranger, and we really liked them. The following year, we waited too long to get them in at our local feed store, so we ended up ordering some online, and those were not Freedom Rangers. We ended up getting, I think it's called a big red broiler. We struggled with that bird. They did not raise out nice. They ended up eating each other towards the end. It was just kind of a disaster. So we'll never do that kind again. The 3rd year, again, we ended up waiting too late. We could not get the Freedom Rangers in. And the local feed store was like, the only thing I can get in for you right now is Cornish Crosses. I was completely against Cornish Crosses. I thought they were way too high maintenance. They have health issues. I was told you can't raise them in higher elevations. We live in a fairly high elevation. They're just a very high maintenance bird. But that's kind of what we were left with, and we were like, let's try it. We were very pleasantly surprised. And so this year we planned on doing them again. And once again, things got busy, and so the local feed store could not get them in for us. I had to order them out of a hatchery back east, but their hatch date was July 8th. By July 10th, they were here, and you'll be able to see exactly what Kirk did once they got here, because I was busy that morning. So, hope you enjoy a tour of what it looked like to clean the shed, and then what the chicks look like, once they arrived in the mail. Okay, we're going to surprise Daddy by cleaning out the meat chicken shed. It's supposed to be severe thunderstorms this afternoon, so we'll open up that other window and got the door open. Got pretty good ventilation in here. However, we are going to be wearing masks to be scraping that up. I'm still hoping we can still get some meat chickens yet this year. We're a little on the late side, but I think we can make it happen. We are getting there. It's a little hard to see in the shadows, but you can see where we're scraping things clean. I have some really good help in my kiddos today. We got it done. It's much better. I am completely done in and exhausted, but at least it's done.
Hi guys. Well, this morning we got some new meat chicks. These are Cornish Cross chicks that we'll raise for meat chickens. I'm just going to get them out of the boxes here. go. So I'll probably leave them in this tub for about a week or so. Just so they don't have such a huge area to run around, try to figure out where the feed and the water is and everything. Once they get used to that and are doing okay, then I'll let them have a bigger area. But it's important when you first get chicks to help them find the feed and water so they get used to that. Anyway, there we go. We'll keep you updated on the progress with these things. One of the other important things with new baby chicks like this is to put a heat lamp in there, because they're really susceptible to getting too chilled, and it'll kill them pretty easy. Today is such a hot day that I think that I will let them go for the day, and then by this evening I'll go ahead and put a heat lamp, a light for them in there. Oftentimes I start with about maybe 14, 16 inches away from the bottom of the heat lamp to the bottom of the tub there where they're at. And then just kind of monitor it. If they're all like packing around and huddling in there, that means you need to drop it a little bit closer. They're too cold. If they're all spread out and there's not many of them under the light, then raise it up a little bit. Just kind of monitor it for temperature. You really have to pay attention to the chicks in order to figure out how high off the bottom of this water tub here that you need the light. So that's a little bit of messing around for a little bit with that. Once I take them out of this tub and they have the whole floor, I'll try to show it here. I built this building just for chicks. Once I turn them out into this bigger area, I still will have the heat lamp on overnight for a while until they get some age on them, and then you're good to just take that out and leave it. So we'll see how they do.
Okay, these chicks have been in our possession for about 48 hours. So far we have lost 3, which statistically that's pretty good. I've seen a lot of discussions on social media that people are struggling to raise chicks this year. There's just something going on. So for us to have only lost 3 so far, that's good. We ordered 100. We didn't actually count them then, but we're assuming that that's what we got. We laid some chicken wire on top because all the way up at the top you could see that there is a gap between the roof and the wall, and we have seen a barn cat come in on the neighboring roof and come in through here. So we figured, well, we should probably do a little something. Eventually we will probably put chicken wire up along that wall. I'm guessing they will stay in this brooder for another 3-4 days, and then we may let them out and have the whole shed, or we may just block off some of the shed. But yeah, here's a little update, and they're doing well. So at the end of the day, pick what chicken works best for you. Like I said, we've gone through multiple different breeds till we kind of found one that we liked. Ask around, find out what grows or raises well in your area. Another thing to keep in mind if you decide to raise your own meat birds are you processing them at the end yourself, or is there some place you can take them to process them? That is a whole different ball field of raising them, but yet they go hand in hand. So think about the end before you start the beginning. And then, you know, it's pretty simple. Cornish crosses you have to be a little bit careful with because they too tend to not stop eating. So these, when they're little, they have free for all. We keep feed in there all the time for them. Once they get, I think, about 2 weeks old, we start rationing their feed. And as they get older, we continue to give them a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. But rationing their feed has helped. At least last year, we didn't have any of them with broken legs. We didn't have any of them that died of a heart attack that we know of. So that is one thing to keep in mind with Cornish crosses. They are a little bit more higher maintenance, yes. But meat birds in general, you kind of want to ration their feed. There are things called dual purpose birds where they tend to be a very large chicken, but they lay eggs. So some people go with dual purpose where they may order a bunch of them and only process the roosters and leave the hens. Those birds will take a lot longer to grow to like a butchering size. You're looking at more like 8 to 12 weeks versus like the 6 to 8 weeks that the Cornish crosses do. On the flip side, Cornish crosses don't hardly reproduce at all, so it really depends on what you're going with. But in my mind, even if we don't feed them organic feed, they are still so much healthier and so much better than buying chicken from the grocery store with all the rumors. But that's just my opinion. You form your own. So anyways, hope you guys have a great one, and until next time.